the end of World War I was how all the Middle Eastern countries were drawn. Iraq and Iran and Syria and all these places only exist because of British and American and French. That's why we don't have Kurdistan. There's no Kurdistan, but there's Kurdish people.
Yeah.
Iraq is a bunch of different people that don't belong in a country.
What's it called? It's the something. It's two names. It's whatever.
So what I know about Wilson is because I read this book about, it was called The Peace to End All Peace, a book that everybody should read. And it's about how World War I was this just bizarre, stupid... Until World War I, Europe was still all kings and princes. Yeah. And there was still a country called Prussia. And there was guys that went with like helmets with brushes on the top. And they marched around. And he was like the prince of... And it was still the whole, and they had some budding democracy, but they still gave it enormous amount of power to their stupid fucking
to one family.
Yes,
they were all related.
Yes, and they were all married to each other. Yes,
the leaders of World War I were cousins.
So they fought this ridiculous war and now they had suddenly had this mechanized. They had machine guns.
Yeah.
All this, some of this shit was developed here during the Civil War, and they just start firing crazy weapons at each other, artillery, and the U.S. But the thing about that war was the Middle East. It was the Turkish Ottoman Empire,
the Ottoman Empire
was falling apart, and all of these European countries wanted a piece of what was going to be there. I think they had started to figure out that oil was in the Middle East. I don't have all this worked out in my head, but Wilson refused to get into the war because he knew it was an imperialist bullshit. And at the time, America was against going out and sending troops other places for imperialism was something America hated because it still wasn't that long ago that we were we were a colony. Yeah. So we finally did enter World War I, and I don't know why.
It was hard for the U.S. to enter because half the population's German. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Half's Irish. Yes. They fucking hated England.
Yes.
All this. And then I think it was like the Lusitania. They just kept doing all these.
Those things are always bullshit. I don't know what finally pushed us.
I think the Lusitania did have weapons on it.
Well, we were selling weapons. We were probably making money on the war. But when we entered the war, we didn't fight in the Middle East. We're the only allied country that we didn't send any troops.
We made up for it, though. Later.
Sure. Truman was a guy, worked at a haberdashery. It didn't work out. He was one of these guys. His father was a farmer and he was running his farm. And then he went and worked at a bank and was kicking ass.
Yeah.
And then his father's farm failed so he took it over, and that wiped out like 10 years of his life was just being a farmer. And he had a haberdashery that didn't work, whatever. But so Truman went to the Senate. And then when he was a senator, his focus was graft during World War II. Basically, all the money, like billions of dollars, would be appropriated for the war and given to American industries, and they would all steal them. And every senator in Washington was stealing all the war. We were fighting Hitler, and everybody in Washington was just stealing money and fleecing their fucking pockets, like openly in front of everybody. Yeah. And so Truman had this idea: let's not do that. Let's
try to win.
Let's try to win, and let's try to get the money to the soldiers who are dying. And everyone hated him. That's why they hated him. They fucking hated him. And even Roosevelt.
What's that? I would have hated him.
Everybody hates the guy.
Stay out of this.
Yeah, everybody hates the one guy.
Yeah.
Even FDR was like, do we really want a guy who's we need a leader. Don't steal the money.
Yeah.
So they made him vice president. Nobody liked him. They locked him out of they always do to the vice president. So one night gets a call. There's a call for you. And it's Eleanor Roosevelt. She says, my husband just died.
Yeah.
You need to get to the White House. So out of habit, because nobody cared about him, he just went on the street alone and hailed a cab.
Yeah.
And there was one moment where he's in a taxi and he realizes, Jesus Christ, we're at war. And the president of the United States is in a taxi. Nobody knows where I am. And then the famous moment is that he got to the White House and Eleanor greeted him at the door. And he said, Mrs. President or whatever, is there anything I can do for you? And she says, Mr. President, is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this is going to suck.
Yeah. She's like, you're the one who's in trouble now.
Truman's going to blow.
Yeah.
But he was a very good fucking president.
He nuked Japan.
Dropped the bomb. There's a
and don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
They had it coming. All right. There's this thing in history where everyone wants to be like, I can't believe they did that. It sucked the oxygen out of a city and there were fire tornadoes.
Yes.
People were melting in the streets.
Yes.
Into the street. The
going down the drains.
The pavement melted. So they'd run out of their houses and their feet would get stuck. And then they'd reach down and then just be stuck in the fucking... I mean, it's the worst thing in the world. But you know, they might have had it coming.
I only have one good Eisenhower story that I saw told by his son. After Eisenhower retired, he was a fucking general. He was a general.
Yeah.
He killed Hitler.
Yeah.
And then he was president.
And he was a president in a very good time. He's one of the few presidents that just kind of... I mean,
1950s.
He kind of started Vietnam, but...
Yes.
He was...
Right? Damn good, meaty part of our history.
And Korea. But other than that, he had a pretty good time.
Got us kicked off in Korea for no reason. Vietnam, nothing accomplished.
Turns out
nothing accomplished.
But at the time, you wanted to stop the spread of communism.
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing now in Ukraine, of course.
Yeah, we need to stop the spread.
Whatever, it's just good. It's good to just...
We need to stop Russia.
You got to just, kill Russians. Just Russians need to die. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. We skipped one thing, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt was his fucking cousin. Was FDR's cousin.
Well, and
it was
their
Teddy.
uncle. Teddy was their uncle.
Well, no.
Teddy was Roosevelt's uncle.
Teddy was
FDR's uncle.
cousin.
Well, he was like his
older cousin.
He was like a second cousin, way that your father's cousin is your second
cousin.
That
crazy brother was Teddy's crazy brother was her father. Was Eleanor's father.
Right. They were all related.
They were related.
Yes. And Teddy was his hero.
Yeah. Kennedy's not the best looking guy. Everybody always is like, he's a hunk. You know what I mean? You know how everyone's saying he's a hunk? Yeah. Sometimes he looks like a bit of a goat. Like he's got wide, weird eyes.
He has bedroom eyes, girls like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he's a good looking guy. Him and Bobby were both good.
He's got me beat for sure. But
yeah. I mean, that's a handsome face. That's a handsome man with that head of hair is unbelievable.
With that what of hair?
That head of hair.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
No, because somebody shot the back of it.
Who did though?
A lot of people.
Yeah, you think?
Like 6 guys.
I think a lot of guys shot him in the head.
So many. They dug so many.
I think there were like 4 people that shot him.
Somebody with a paper clip.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Wait, do you have any opinions on that? Do you believe it was the lone gunman, Lee Harvey?
I think you can take any event in human history and find an alternate version of it if you dig and dig and dig. And I think a presidential assassination is just so interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't have an opinion. I mean, I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
There are some
think
weird
about and to read about.
It's fun to look into.
Of course.
Because it seems
the culture of it is like the greatest.
It seems kind of like something was up.
Yeah.
Was it because was he trying to end Vietnam? Or no, it had just kind of kicked off.
There's also the civil rights and all that stuff. He was ramming that down the throats of some guys, and I mean,
they offered him a false flag in Cuba, and he was like, "No."
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
There's a lot
what he did, what he fought against the states. You know, like what's his name? The guy at college with the black kids coming in.
Yeah,
standing there going, "You're not coming in here."
Yeah.
There's a great documentary that everybody should watch. That's about Robert Kennedy, who was he made his own brother the fucking attorney general, which is insane, and who was like 20, but he made him attorney general. And at the time, what's his name was fucking FBI, the guy
Hoover, or no, J. Edgar. No,
J. Edgar Hoover was the head of FBI, and he had to work under this kid Kennedy. And that was a lot of the tension in the country was about that. And then so Kennedy gets shot in the head, and throat.
Yes. And the bullet somehow hits the guy in front of him a little weird.
What?
And he did have AIDS.
Yeah, he died of AIDS. It's the first one. Yeah, also it kills the governor or paralyzes the governor. Or
I don't know.
Fucking
Some guy from Texas also got shot.
Whatever.
That's another one they said with today's medicine he would have made it.
Kennedy? With his head just empty,
His head
his
blew
emptied
off.
head.
Yeah.